Hi, my name is Frances Stone. I'm an addictions counselor in New Westminster, BC. This is my YouTube channel. Please subscribe and hit the notification button so that you can know about the videos when they happen. And hopefully, this channel will grow as I receive subscribers. So, yeah, my name is Frances Stone. If you saw my last video, don't worry, I'm okay. That was kind of me at my worst, basically. I was really scared about publishing that video and putting it out there and letting people see me like that. But ultimately, I felt like the reason why I did publish it was because I felt like that's a huge part of my recovery is learning how to manage my feelings. I have big feelings, big, huge feelings, which is very surprising considering for the first half of my life until I was about 30 years old, like I honestly don't remember crying. Like I don't remember really feeling anything except for just feeling like I was pushing my feelings down with a cigarette or a drink or a relationship or just trying to fix something instead of trying to feel something. And so in recovery, I've learned that I actually have a lot of feelings and they're very big. And it's taken me time to learn how to manage them and to learn how to let myself feel them without being afraid of them. And then like sometimes feelings feel like a wave. Um, like a wave. And so I've learned to kind of ride that wave to the shore and trust that I will reach the shore safely. And that's taken time. I think that what I used to do before was I would grab something, uh, you know, to pull me out of the boat kind of thing. And ultimately, I would grab things that would just make my pain last longer and um, and sort of like be a band-aid for the pain versus just feeling it and realizing that I can survive my feelings. Feelings won't kill me, you know, and feelings aren't facts. That's another thing, like I'm a very intuitive person, very empathetic, which are also things that I never knew about myself before recovery. But I connect with people on a really deep level. And um, and I've also experienced a lot of grief in my life. Both my parents are deceased. I sort of have a different relationship with my brothers and sisters. I love my brothers and sisters, but I am their half sister and the only child of my mother and father. So there's always been a bit of a feeling like I didn't quite belong. So um, so funny these videos because I never really know what I'm going to say. And then it just kind of goes on this like weird stream where I'm like, oh, what am I talking about now? So, anyways, but we'll just kind of like go with it. Um, but yeah, I never felt like I really fit in with my brothers and sisters and just never felt like I was one of the gang, I guess. And then, that feeling has like just carried with me most of my life. And now today I kind of feel like I know who I am. I know who I am. I know what I need. What I need to learn more about right now in my recovery is how to protect my energy. I'm feeling very connected to my higher power right now, and it's pretty amazing. I feel like even with this YouTube channel, like I feel like this is my higher power, like guiding me and leading me into an abundant life. And by abundant, I don't mean just money, although I do think that that will be a part of it, but an abundant life where I feel like I have more than enough. Um, and there's also a responsibility um, to share what we have. And what I have today is knowledge of um, what I've experienced in the recovery process. and how I've learned how to ride that wave and how to come safely to shore without picking up drugs and alcohol and cigarettes and things that ultimately just prolong my pain and prolong my ability to become the best version of myself. That really is what the whole recovery process is about for me, because when I came into recovery, it's a spiritual path for myself. And it did begin with, quitting alcohol and quitting cigarettes and trying to just be a better person, like trying to be nicer and kinder and just, not be such a grump kind of thing. Okay. That's like the nicest way to say it. And, it's really become more of, it's evolved into finding my purpose and finding my direction and really just being in a place where I feel like I'm walking with God and God is leading me into how I can help other people. And for that to ultimately help myself as well. And it's so interesting because it really does feel like I'm walking by faith and not by sight. And I really trust that I trust in God's plan for me. And I've doubted throughout my recovery, but um, I do trust. I trust that what is happening now is what is supposed to happen, and that whatever is meant for me will be for me, and that I don't need to be afraid. I don't need to be anxious. Um, as long as I'm connected to God, I'm safe. That said, just going back to my last video, I was really exhausted and just really stressed out. And I think that's what like I wanted to talk a little bit about today is like kind of like what happened next after that video. So basically, from that point, I realized how exhausted I was. I did actually have a private client after that, so I kind of had to pull myself together. But um, I ultimately just kind of went to a place of rest and compassion for myself and gentleness and going slow. I actually had to move the next day, so that's not entirely true because that was a part of the exhaustion and the overwhelm was I was moving, which if you can see now, I moved, missing some furniture, but I'll get there. Um, but yeah, I moved and then but after the move was finished, and it's still in process, but it was a whole thing of basically being like, I'm struggling. I need to be gentle with myself. I need to be compassionate. I need to go to bed early. I need to eat healthy. I need to have chocolate if I need to have chocolate. I need to just like treat myself well, like treat myself like a friend, like kind of like a sick friend. Like um if my friend was struggling, like, I would want to be kind to them. I would want to take care of them. And so in recovery, I've learned how to take care of myself. And, that is no small thing because when I was growing up, I grew up I remember I heard a saying about it, like neglect by circumstance. Like I know my mother and my father loved me, but I was also the 11th child of my mother. And honestly, like she was tired. And I think a bit disappointed in how life had kind of turned out. Um, so I think there was a sadness there, and so I just don't think she had that much to give to me. Like we do need to have our hearts full and our spirits full in order to be able to really give to other people. And so yeah, it was just that sort of neglect by circumstance. So self-care is really so, so important to me. And it's like becoming more and more apparent that like if I'm going to do this work and I'm going to, really try to push and challenge myself to seek God's plan for my life, like I'm really going to have to really protect my energy and really engage in my own self-care so that I can come here to YouTube or whatever and really have a message to share with you that's connected to my higher power. And that's what I want to do. That's ultimately where I want this channel to go, is a place where, like you'll watch me evolve as I go through these videos, and we'll kind of almost have this like in real time sort of, I don't know what you would call that, like almost like a movie, but just to see what happens next. Because I think God has, some really cool stuff in store for what happens next. And I look forward to sharing that with you. I look forward to showing you, what God can do in somebody's life and how God will take care of you and take care of your needs, and how, I don't know, like you can trust, you can surrender, and that you will end up in a good spot. Like I just moved into this beautiful apartment, and it was a big risk for me to move into this apartment. But like I have been poor most of my life. I've struggled with poverty, and so things, to trust God and trust that God has a plan for my life, and to focus on self-care and spirituality, and really just trying to like press into the abundance that I believe that God has. Um, that's where I'm headed. So that's where, like, I just wanted to, I guess, kind of close up with just saying that part of that process is, my last video is like, I do struggle with my mental health, and that's just a part of me that I've learned to accept. And if I don't take care of myself, like that's where I land. I land feeling really alone, really feeling unloved, uncared for, and just really alone, so alone. And that's really because I've abandoned myself. When I feel the most alone is when I've abandoned myself. When I haven't practiced self-care, when I haven't prayed and meditated and connected to my higher power. Like no matter how many people leave me, if I leave me, then then I'm really abandoned. I'm really alone when I've left me too. So I've got to practice self-care. I've got to be my own best friend, and I've got to protect my energy by, really being conscious of the things that drain my energy, and trying to sort of learn to navigate that, because ultimately I want to have peace and I want to have happiness, and I want to help people, and I want to help people reach their goals, and I want to reach my goals too. And I'm just really becoming conscious of the things that wear me out. And so, yeah, so I'm okay. All is well, and I was able to stay sober. I almost want to say as usual, because I'm used to staying sober. It's picking up a drink or a drug is not an option for me today. But I do still struggle with self-care, with emotions. Um, and maybe it'll always be that way. I don't know. But what I do know is I've learned to stay sober within it. I've learned to ride the wave and come safely to shore. And I know that my higher power is with me in the good times and the bad times. And yeah, I'm just very grateful if you listened all the way to the end of this. I hope that these videos will continue to evolve and improve on my ability to stay focused. I would love to hear your feedback. if you are listening all the way to the end, whether this works, whether I should be more focused, whether sort of the authentic, sort of organic kind of share works. And yeah, just stay safe and stay sober, and you know, stay with yourself. Whatever you're facing, whatever you're going through, just, you know, hand on heart, like just stay with yourself. Never leave yourself. Whoever leaves you, you can't control that, but you can stay with yourself. And yeah, I've learned how to do that. So thanks for listening, and have a great day, my brothers and sisters in recovery, which I kind of feel like that's who's sort of listening to these videos. So thanks for listening and have a great day.